Why is America's embrace of Bitcoin not just beneficial, but potentially crucial for maintaining global dominance? In this episode of the TFTC podcast, I sat down with Nik Bhatia, author of The Bitcoin Age and former bond trader who managed over $20 billion in securities. In today's discussion, we'll examine three central points: America's natural evolution as Bitcoin's global hub, how Bitcoin could extend U.S. economic dominance, and why pro-Bitcoin policies actually strengthen the dollar rather than weaken it. Before we continue, if you enjoy these breakdowns, hit the like and subscribe button for more TFTC content. Full episode linked below. The final segment reveals a surprising connection between Bitcoin adoption and dollar strength that challenges everything you think you know about their relationship. Let's start with Nik's explanation of why the U.S. has organically become Bitcoin's home base.
It would be very profound. It would be probably the largest news event in Bitcoin's history from the government perspective. Obviously, we have other events in Bitcoin's history that probably matter more for the growth of the network. But, thinking about long-term adoption and the hesitancy of so many people around the world, both in the United States and outside, to say, I'm not going to buy Bitcoin, I'm not going to use it, because I think one day the US government will ban it, make it illegal. The biggest misunderstanding, I believe, in the outside world is that Bitcoin challenges the dollar to the point where it threatens to kill it. But it's not a full picture. And if the US dollar and the United States wants to survive very long term, it's beneficial for the US to be involved in Bitcoin, not necessarily buy it, but not to make it illegal, to be a leader, to be the home of, as it already is, the home of the first publicly traded company to enter the NASDAQ, 100. Obviously, these are American companies, but the Coinbase being launched on the New York Stock Exchange, the ETFs, Fidelity and BlackRock, these are both American companies. The US is already the home for Bitcoin, in theory.
Nik's insights here perfectly illustrate how America has naturally evolved into Bitcoin's global headquarters. What's particularly fascinating is how this happened organically, through market forces, rather than government mandate. From MicroStrategy becoming the first major public company to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet, to Coinbase's groundbreaking listing on the NASDAQ, to financial giants like BlackRock and Fidelity launching Bitcoin ETFs, all of these watershed moments happen right here in America. This represents a fundamental shift in how we should think about Bitcoin's relationship with the United States. Working at 1031, I've witnessed firsthand how these American companies are building the infrastructure that's making Bitcoin more accessible and trusted globally. Nik challenges the common misconception that Bitcoin and the US dollar are locked in a zero-sum game. Instead, he presents a more nuanced view where Bitcoin and traditional American financial institutions can coexist and even strengthen each other. This directly supports our first argument about America's leadership position. We've already built an unmatched foundation of companies, markets, and infrastructure that makes the U.S. the natural home for Bitcoin's continued development. The government taking a supportive stance would remove the last major barrier to adoption, the lingering fear of a potential ban. This organic leadership position isn't just about the present. It's about securing America's future role in the global financial system. We just saw how America has become Bitcoin's de facto home. But what's even more intriguing is how this technology could help extend American dominance well into the future. Stick around until the end to discover how Bitcoin adoption might actually be strengthening the US dollar in ways that challenge conventional wisdom.
Yeah. And in the context of America broadly, too, I think I've been having conversations around this. I think the American empire, it's almost 250 years old at this point. That's something Bitcoiners talk a lot about, is like the history of empires, where it's the Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, empires throughout history that have risen and fallen. And I do think, maybe I'm a bit naive, but Bitcoin provides us the opportunity, if we execute on it appropriately, to extend the dominance of the United States as this experiment in political science with the Republic. I think it's an opportunity to revive life into a country that many would argue, at least from like a political standpoint and even an economic standpoint, is sort of stumbling right now. And I think Bitcoin, Satoshi launched it almost 16 years ago at this point, provides us with that opportunity to see something that we can rally around and provide new economic value and productivity to the country moving forward. And if we can lead, can really set us apart over the next few decades, a century, 2 centuries, who knows?
This discussion about Bitcoin's potential role in extending American dominance really resonates with me and directly addresses our second main argument. Working in the Bitcoin industry, I've witnessed firsthand how this technology is creating unprecedented opportunities for innovation and economic growth in America. What we're discussing here transcends mere financial technology. It's about maintaining and extending America's position as a global leader in an increasingly digital world. The historical perspective Nik provides is crucial. Looking at past empires, they often collapse because they failed to adapt to technological and economic changes. But with Bitcoin, America has an opportunity to write a different story. As the United States approaches its 250th year, we can embrace this transformative technology to reinvigorate our economy and extend our global influence. Think about other revolutionary technologies America has led: the internet, personal computers, smartphones. In each case, American leadership in these technologies strengthened our economic and cultural influence worldwide.
Everyone knows about Fold. It's the app where you can earn the most Bitcoin rewards for everyday purchases. Fold now lets you double stack rewards with gift cards. Use your credit or debit card to buy gift cards and earn both credit card rewards and sats. Fold gift cards help you grow your stack with every purchase. If you're not shopping with Fold gift cards, you're leaving sats on the table. Get a 20,000 sat welcome bonus. Go sign up now at foldapp.com/Marty.
Bitcoin represents a similar, if not greater, opportunity. By taking the lead in Bitcoin adoption and innovation, we're not just participating in a new financial technology. We're positioning ourselves to shape its development and benefit from its growth. This perfectly demonstrates how embracing Bitcoin could help extend U.S. economic dominance and revitalize the economy. What's truly fascinating, and what we'll explore in our final segment, is how this leadership position isn't just about future potential. It's already creating tangible benefits for the U.S. dollar's global strength. Stay tuned to understand how pro-Bitcoin policies are actually attracting global capital flows and strengthening the dollar, challenging everything you thought you knew about their relationship. Let's dive into how embracing Bitcoin is already strengthening, not weakening, the U.S. dollar's global position.
Bitcoin, from the United States perspective, does not threaten the dollar today. I see Bitcoin today advancing the dollar. So I'm a price guy, as you know. I'm watching the chart since Trump has been elected. The dollar has gone straight up. Bitcoin has gone straight up. That's all the information I need, Marty. Like, I don't try to overcomplicate game theorying 10 years into the future. I'll let other people do that. I'm looking at the United States putting in policies going forward over the next few years that bring capital to the United States of America, hence the dollar going up. The euro is crumbling. The Canadian dollar is crumbling. The Aussie dollar is crumbling. The Chinese yuan is pushing up against, and by up, I mean dollar strength. Chinese yuan pair is pushing up against its all-time highs, meaning the all-time weakest level of the Chinese yuan. So if you look at other currencies, they are performing very poorly versus the dollar in the MAGA era, which we're only 6 weeks into now. So I see the dollar continuing to attract capital from other places around the world. That strengthens the dollar. Then I see Americans purchasing Bitcoin, starting Bitcoin companies, and that will attract what? More capital to the United States and strengthen the dollar.
What Nik reveals here completely transforms our understanding of the relationship between Bitcoin and dollar dominance, perfectly addressing our third main argument about how pro-Bitcoin policies attract global capital flows and strengthen the dollar. At 1031, we see this dynamic play out every day. Companies building on Bitcoin are actively attracting capital to the United States, not driving it away. This isn't just theory. We're watching it happen in real time, as both Bitcoin and the dollar strengthen simultaneously. Think about the mechanics of what Nik is describing. When the U.S. creates a favorable environment for Bitcoin innovation and adoption, it becomes a magnet for global capital and talent. When international investors and entrepreneurs want to participate in the Bitcoin economy, they're increasingly doing it through U.S. markets and institutions. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Our openness to Bitcoin makes us more attractive for international investment, which strengthens the dollar, which in turn makes us an even more appealing destination for capital. The comparison with other major currencies is particularly telling. While the euro, Canadian dollar, and Chinese yuan are struggling, the US dollar remains strong. This isn't happening by accident. It's occurring precisely because we're positioning ourselves at the forefront of financial innovation, including Bitcoin. The data supports this. We're seeing capital flow into the United States from around the world, strengthening both our Bitcoin ecosystem and our traditional financial system. This proves our final point about pro-Bitcoin policies attracting global capital flows. The US dollar isn't maintaining its strength despite our openness to Bitcoin. It's maintaining its strength partly because of it. When we talk about American Bitcoin leadership, this is exactly what we mean. Creating an environment where both traditional and new financial systems can thrive together, making our country the preferred destination for global capital and innovation. The evidence is clear. Embracing Bitcoin isn't just compatible with maintaining dollar dominance, it's becoming increasingly essential to it. Will Bitcoin become America's secret weapon for extending its global dominance? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found this analysis of America's Bitcoin leadership interesting, you'll want to watch our breakdown of how Trump's Bitcoin strategy could reshape global finance. Click the video on your screen now. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily content. Thanks for watching. Stay humble.